Hey everybody, welcome back to Northernlion. Please Slay the Spire. You know what? Hold on. This is a great opportunity for me to go back and see who did we play as in the last episode. If you'll give me a moment. Hey everybody! That's me! Northernlion. Please Slay the Spire. We're the Ironclad, and I'm feeling... There you go. Right in the first couple of seconds, he says, we're the Ironclad. Fantastic news. Which means we're the Silent this time. Unless we maybe did another run on Tuesday, but now I can't remember. I think I just... Anyway. We're going to be the Silent. And I did a poll on Twitter, aka I conducted scientific research. Hold on. Well, I'll finish my train of thought. It's a long video usually. So, I was asking, because the number one complaint I'm getting lately, it's not a complaint, it's actually extremely constructive feedback for which I'm highly appreciative. Don't get the Ruby Key on the first floor. Instead, get your cards upgraded early so that they will be upgraded for longer, and get the Ruby Key as late as possible while still being safe. Makes sense to me? Let's give it a shot. I've been doing it early just so, like, in my head I'm like, well, if we get the Ruby Key now, we're not going to force a situation later where we have one campfire left and we have 22 HP. We want to rest before the boss, but the run is doomed if we don't get the Ruby Key. You know what I mean? I also understand the problem with the logic there. Which is, if you're at 22 HP before that final campfire, you're probably going to lose anyway, so why not maximize your odds by getting it later? But anyway. I only see two options I like. Lose 7 max HP to remove 2 cards is okay. It might even be better than okay. Random colorless on common, though, I also quite like, and I'm not really willing to do this early just because we don't really need to remove anything. We don't want to remove until we get, you know, a little deeper. We get something to replace these. Now, we could remove them and then immediately replace them with stuff that we get from rewards, but what if we don't get worthy rewards for the next little while? We've lost 7 max HP. There is a negative. So we'll try this. I think blind is a pretty good upgrade. We would like to fight you. And still, if possible, I'd like to get 2... I'd like to get 2 of the keys on this floor if we can do that. So our first upgrade target for sure will actually not be neutralized, which is probably considered the consensus #1 upgradable card in the base deck for the Silent. I'm going to try maybe like Turtle Poison. I know that Deadly Poison is not necessarily considered incredible, but if we're going to build into a block-heavy deck, which might be necessary to beat the boss... This seems sensible to me. Anyway, I would still like to get 2 keys on the first floor. Oh, no, wait, that wasn't where I left my train of thought. My train of thought left at, as of right now, the #1 target for an upgrade would probably be Weak. It gets substantially better. Sorry, Blind. For it to weaken all enemies for 2 turns. I mean, it could be 2, 3, 4 times more appropriate than it is right now. Sometimes it'll be dead, but... Alright, so you have 16, which is actually 13 HP. I can't kill you, so we definitely want to do that. Doesn't really matter what we play in the next spot. Probably will get you next turn. You got 12, which is actually 10 HP. Let's see. Well, I mean, this kills you by itself, so easy enough. So far, so good. That poison, it might be just enough to get the counters working in our favor. You get Finisher, you get Flying Knee, and you get Heel Hook. Normally, I would probably consider taking nothing, maybe Flying Knee, but because we have a little bit of a stronger weakness build right now, I am going to go for Heel Hook, and I don't feel bad about it. So I'm going to dodge 1 elite, no question. Heal 17, remove a card. We'll remove a card. We added 2 attacks, let's cut a basic strike, and so far I'm feeling pretty good about the way the deck's going down, to be honest with you. So I would much rather weaken you for 3. I know we're going to be debuffed. You're a frailty, right? You're slimed. One of these days I'll get it right. Narrator voice. He didn't. Anyway, so far, you know, we've added just enough on our side of the ledger. But things are going quite well so far. Not even close to being in danger of taking damage. I mean, Blur is amazing. But I kind of like the acceleration we get from a Deadly Poison here. Blur, also incredible. I guess I'm going to hope that we get the chance to get it later. By the way, does Blue Ribbon... This is not something I should be saying after 428 hours of Slay the Spire. Blue Ribbon, uncommon? Yes, because this was an uncommon This was an uncommon colorless card. So Blur is less likely to show up in the future. I still like the idea of Deadly Poison, just to accelerate the run. Lose Dex, lose 57 gold, lose Heal Hook. I will lose, Dex and 57 gold are probably pretty close to the same value. Pretty unlikely to have a shop coming up, though, so I'm going to give you the gold. You gave me Duvu Doll. If we get Blue Candle, we might consider sort of building around that, but not yet. Alright, so 2 weak to all enemies. The consensus I got on Twitter from people who either play Slay the Spire or who watch a lot of Slay the Spire, that's 11 damage. We can definitely get there. Can we just kill you? No, we cannot. 16, 60. Yeah, we definitely can't kill you. So we want to play 2 blocks. And probably put... Well, we're definitely putting one of you in lethal range next turn. The consensus I got on Twitter is that, you know, as late as possible is the right time to pop the... Hold on, I'm just trying to... This kills you. As late as possible is the right time to get the Ruby Key, but we'll stall a little, no question. But simultaneously, I also am concerned that if I waited as late as possible, maybe we would end up in that situation where we need a rest before the final boss. Now I will take a Blur for sure. That's good luck, I think. But I'm not going back on that logic just yet. You know, I think waiting till the 3rd floor, if our deck seems established enough, seems appropriate to me. Now, we are going to take just the slightest bit of damage here. I think I'm okay taking 1 damage. Couldn't have split you. It's the first damage we've taken on the whole floor so far, which is kind of incredible. Obviously, we're trying to split you. You need to get to 34, and you will get there. We have a bunch of slimes coming around, so... That's very scary for me. You know what? I'm not gonna pop the Dex potion. But I have been thinking about it, to be straight up with you. 67 HP is still totally fine. I bet that you were gonna be the one who did something next turn and you were gonna attack, but that was obviously incorrect. Obviously, we'll avoid taking damage. We'll just try to get this guy done as soon as possible. It's the slimes, dude. The slimes are just causing a lot of trouble. Realistically, I gotta take a look here. Like a double weakness would be so good. I'm actually fairly tempted to just re-roll the entire hand with this gambling potion. The poison was the only thing I feel like it's a bit of a waste to lose it. And then we'll play everything... 17. I think we'll just play everything on this turn, because the strike sucks and we're not going to be weak next turn. We'll get to roll over 4 block, which is not that special. That's like a high-end use of the gambling potion, as far as I'm concerned. Long fight. Very long fight indeed. Well, we are going to take damage. We can at least keep you from adding more slimes to the deck. We're only taking 5. Still not bad. I mean, this is how much HP we would have had if we had taken the option to go 7 lower on max HP. I mean, we'd be 1 above it, which sadly does matter sometimes, but probably wouldn't here. Alright. That fight went okay, but definitely could have been better. You can't convince me not to take an escape plan. Like, it's just good. Now, this is close, okay? I'm going to take Shuriken. Even though I don't think our deck is building towards a Shuriken synergy, I think if you don't take Shuriken, you better be dang confident. So we're supposed to get to 18 block. That seems very unlikely. Without using the potion, that is. Doesn't really matter what we discard. I know you're going to weaken me, but I want to try to get ahead of this guy. I don't want him to steal my gold if possible. If it takes us 20 minutes to fight you, what do I care? Now, I think just having that poison damage on him is probably going to be enough eventually, but it is going to take a while to get there. Maybe I'm wrong, actually, now that I look at it. So you're going to be at like 19 with 2 poison and So I gotta do 23 damage to you. Yeah, it can't be done. Can't be done. You just gotta accept this guy's getting away. If we'd drawn one attack faster, we probably could have gone all in on him, but whatever. I'm mostly, with these guys, I'm mostly worried that we, like, don't take damage. Like, that's the dream. Because of our weakness synergy, I mean, both Crippling Cloud and Leg Sweep are great, I think, but, I mean, to be honest, sure, there is a case to be made that Crippling Cloud is better because we are building into a poison deck. Yeah, you could convince me, now that I think about it for a second here. Applies 7, poison 2 weak. The thing with Leg Sweep is it's so valuable to get block out of it instead of poison, because it means that you're applying a debuff, but you're also making yourself a much better position defensively. So I actually, after thinking about it for a little bit longer, I do think Leg Sweep, especially given that it's reusable, is probably more valuable, but it was close. Alright, you're doing 11 damage. Start here. You could probably convince me to just take 11 damage right to the face on turn 1, just so that next turn we can hopefully kill this guy and only take another 11 damage from this guy right here, just to get out in front of things. 7, so it'll take you down to 11. We're not gonna, well, you know what, let me think. If I pop this on you, then this will deal 11 damage. Okay, so I think it's a good opportunity to use the potion just to get out in front of this fight. And it's all about rate, you know? Like, the more I play Slay the Spire, the more I realize that rate is insanely important. Either way, it's going to apply 2 weeks. So let's play this for 0 first. And, well, no, it didn't matter much. Do it like this. We now have the rate working out in our favor. You know, they're not going to do damage to us as quickly as we can hopefully put up blocks for it. So, yes, the first floor kind of sucked. Or the first turn, I should say, kind of sucked. But once we got through that, everything's looking hunky-dory. For now, at least. I mean, we have to play it. So, realistically, I think it is totally plausible. Man, I would have liked to draw a defend there. Realistically, I think it's totally plausible we could not have to rest for our first floor. I would really like to upgrade, of course, if possible. I'm going to lose my mind, by the way, if we don't upgrade the Ruby Key until the very end, and then this run ends up being insanely easy. I'll be inconsolable for all the incalculable number of runs and hours I've wasted trying to make my BS strategy actually work. Oddly smooth stone, very happy to see it. It's very hard to say no to bullet time. All right, sometimes we dead draw it, but most of the time, we're taking it for 2 reasons. One is, most of the time it's great, especially if you can draw it first turn. The other reason is, yeah, let's do this, just to get the strength. The other reason is, if we don't get an energy relic, at least it gives us something to do. I bet we're going to kill you next turn anyway. Let's try it like this. It gives you a way to play 4 cards or more per turn. So we're not going to kill you next turn. That's my bad. Someone's going down, though. Hopefully both. This was not a horrible way to handle this fight. Definitely not. Alright, so we only have 1/3 of the puzzle right now, but it's going pretty well. I don't think we can make any of these fit. If prepared was upgraded somehow, I could be persuaded. You. Well, I'm going to start with a smith. Bullet time's cheaper, blur gets better. Leg sweep gets... I mean, anytime you see it apply 1 extra of an effect, that's pretty useful. So is neutralize, of course, but... And I mean, deadly poison getting a little bit ahead is nice as well, but personally, I think I have good reasoning for leg sweep at least. Oh, dude, this is where you want blind. Immediately, please. So it's 21 damage. We definitely want to kill 1. I think we want to neutralize. And then swing is my intention. Then it'll be 8 plus 6, 14 damage. We'll take just a little. I think this is the right way to do it. without losing our potion. But we will take a hit here. And we will probably want to rest now. I think that's a very sane way to look at this. So I'm just trying to see. I want to not get hit. 6, 7. I can't kill 2 of you. And Lord knows I'm trying. So I think we'll just... I don't love that because we are going to get 2 turns of debuff, but this guy's dead next turn anyway, right? No, he's not, but I mean, he's close. 5 poison. 5 poison will kill you in 2 turns. Yeah, so we're good. We will rest, though. I wish I could have upgraded more on this floor, but I actually think that's not really a byproduct of our campfires. It's kind of a byproduct of not hitting enough question marks. But we kind of were shoehorned into this path. So I feel pretty good about this deck so far. This first floor has not been tough at all. We got Shuriken, we got Oddly Smooth Stone. Some good stuff there. Expertise into a bullet time is really nice. And Dagger Spray is great for crowd control, but I think we already have kind of a fat deck, to be honest with you. So I'm trying to keep it a little thinner and only add things that kind of strengthen the poison that I wouldn't necessarily say we're overly committed to, but definitely are trying to make work here. So we're in need of a couple of things. Noxious would be a nice one for sure. I'm actually going to try to draw into our poison faster. And sure, I mean, bullet time, in the end, it probably didn't need to be played here, but... Noxious would be important. Maybe Envenom. Any of the relics that would help us out. So you're going to hit us. Realistically, certainly we'll play one of those. I'm just trying to figure out whether we're going to play another strike. Can I split you now? I'm like, you're at 75. Yeah, you know what? I actually can split you and save 26 damage, so I'm going to do that. It's a bad split, but it does save us 26 damage. Personally, without any poison, I'm going to start attacking. We'll keep the slimed in the deck. We're rolling 4 block over, which is reasonably good, and you're doing 24 damage. It's a lot. We will leg sweep and just keep it going on you, I guess. That takes us to 18. I would rather get some poison going. We don't get a reward for doing the fight perfectly as far as HP goes. Sometimes perfectly is just beat it as quickly as possible, I think. Even though it is November. 9, you're going to go down to 35. Sorry, 37, so you will not split. So we really, if we can commit hard on you this turn, you got real problems. Play 2 of those. He's going to split with 20. We're in a really, really good spot. But I am glad we rested. This would be a lot more anxiety-inducing. 6, 5. It's the frailty, dude. Well, it's 19 damage. I think I'm okay, actually. 5, 6. I'm gonna do this, just so now you're dead. We don't even have to do anything to you next turn. We are flying a little close to the sun. Don't need to play bullet. Actually, you know what? I'm very happy to be playing bullet time. Although, 6, 8, 14 damage. Not much we can do about that. Unfortunately, we drew literally no blocks. Now we're in the danger zone. Thankfully, nobody's attacking. So, a deadly poison strike does kill you. Certainly, I think having an extra 6 block from Blur, turns out that might be pretty important. Very happy to see a lot of defends on that turn, just in case. You're doing 8 damage. That's no good. Because you're weak, though. We're getting out way ahead now. Oh, now we're cooking. Like I said, it's all about rates. I hope. Although, we're going to be 1 HP away from death. So, like, one bad turn could squander this for us. Obviously, this turn we got to go hard. And there's going to be 2 enemies left. I'm highly concerned. They're both doing damage on this turn. You wouldn't do me like this. I have 20 minutes in on the first floor. They've done it. They did it to me. Wow. So that, maybe... I'm embarrassed, but here we go. Again, I really liked where that deck was headed. That hurts. I will take a random common relic. Yo! Alright, let's be... I mean, we have to. Let's go a little aggressive on elites here. Typically, that will mean we have to rest a little bit more. I'm embarrassed, but I also don't know what went wrong there. It just seemed like we kind of lost momentum relatively early on. It's okay. Add an extra 20 minutes onto the run. It's not like they're 75 minutes long each anyway. Usually when we play as the Silent, they're like an hour and a bit. When we play as the other characters, they're like 10 seconds. To die on the first floor in Ascension 0 is very embarrassing, but... I don't know. I feel like if we play any of the other bosses... This is not meant to be an excuse, by the way. Because we did still die on the first floor, but if we play any of the other bosses, our weakness just destroys them. You know, the Hexaghost, for him to be weak, he starts doing like 20 damage on his heavy turn, which is nothing. The other one, who I always forget the name of, him being weak also turns his like 20 damage turn into 12, which is not that bad. I will continue to take a leg sweep, which I still stand by. Actually don't want to draw. Just in case we drew leg sweep, I'd rather have it this turn. I still think it's, well, I mean, it's definitely the right play here. So we got a block heavy deck. What can we learn from our last run? Well, I don't know. We didn't really have the opportunity to take powers or anything. I think, you know, if we get a Caltrops, we probably win easily on the last run. If we get a Noxious, we win easily. So I'm going to chalk it up for now as, you know, hey, it's the first run of the day. Sometimes things go wrong. For now, I'm going to play nothing. Distraction is a tempting card for me. Will I become cursed? I think that's a very bad idea right now. I will... Yeah, I'll pay 50 gold to remove a card, and I'll remove a basic block this time, because we have added so many. Now, knock this guy out right off the bat, I'd be a happy man. Straight up. Pop this strength potion. This fight's gonna suck. At least he starts with a little bit less HP. This fight's still gonna be, like, really bad, though. I think. Next turn, we're likely to draw blocks, so I'm going to be a little aggressive. Still want to minimize damage taken, because I would like to upgrade a card at this campfire if possible. Is that going to be possible? Possible, yes. Likely, no. Well, I don't know. We'll see, actually. 13. Certainly we're going to do this. I think I'm going to commit to taking 9 this turn. Be a little bit more defensive on the next turn. Yeah, I'll take 3. I just want to make sure I can kill you on this turn or the next turn, and that seems pretty likely now. I'm not sure if it's as likely once we lose this strength, but we're going to get there. Just barely. Thank God for that strength potion. Lantern's decent for sure, especially with us drawing on turn 1. And I mean, out of these, I do think Predator's probably good enough to take, even though the deck is starting to cost a little bit more now. Still think you probably go leg sweep. Like, that's one of those cards where when we draw it, we're playing it right now. So we have another elite fight immediately, which is obviously quite scary. But it also, it kind of just is what it is, right? I think we don't play backflip. Instead, we do this. Go for broke. So we're gonna kill one next turn, almost certainly. We want to knock one out ASAP. And if we're able to do that, then everything's fine. In fact, I would rather even kill you than, well, definitely I'd rather kill you than play a leg sweep because it leaves 9 damage on the field. But all right, who's next? 666. I'm gonna take 9 because I don't have many other options, and I'm gonna bank on killing you next turn by drawing a Predator or 2 strikes. And we certainly did not get there, so we'll take another 9 damage. Life goes on. Now we draw Predator. But it's the wrong time to play it. Let me look at this. I think we're going to live. And that's... it's sad for me, don't get me wrong, that that's something that's actually relevant to bring up right now. But I think we are going to live. Whoa, I slipped off the arm of my chair because I'm 6 years old. I still think we're going to live. Even with that relatively poor draw there, but not super happy about it. Block Potion helps out. Mercury Hourglass also, I'm happy to have it if we do indeed end up going for a block deck. I think in our expensive deck right now, Bullet Time will work. I hope. We have to take Molten Egg. Don't even think about it. Like, the fact that Molten Egg upgrades all future attacks forever makes this an extremely easy option. I think. Right, that's not how that works. We're good. 12 damage. 14 block. Dream come true. Plus we get to attack once. We might as well attack you. You'll die to Mercury Hourglass next turn. And then, certainly, like, I would love to not rest. But we should rest. Flechettes is very tempting, to be honest. And so is Heel Hook. Heel Hook is not what screwed us last time. I do feel like Flechettes works, though. So let's rest first. And then you. It's a weird one. I wouldn't mind After Image, but I think it is a little slow sometimes. Terror is obviously pretty good. We could do that and remove a card. I actually, so we got 16 cards. We have not added, we've added one attack, really. Well, 2 attacks, I guess. Never mind. I still think we should remove a card. And I think at this point, we could probably pull a strike. And then we got to, you know, one other card here could be worth something. I don't think a backstab's worth that much without, like, the Shuriken enabling. I kind of like the upgraded Quick Slash, to be honest. 12 damage and you draw. We could draw into Bullet Time or Neutralize or various options. Although if we draw into Bullet Time, it doesn't help us too much unless it's turn 1. Anyway, I think this will work. I think we could use another juicy attack. Oh, that's my... This is when I wake up, normally. We're going to Smith again. Being able to draw into a cheaper Bullet Time, I think that could be a little bit of an early game wombo combo. I'm willing to give it a stab. So we should definitely Quick Slash. And we're so happy to get a draw. And then immediately, to be honest with you, we've had a payout. For that 2 energy Bullet Time. So that was just luck, but I'm happy with it. I will take another backflip. So here... I'm gonna think about it. But I gotta be honest. You know what? Here's why I'm gonna go for the Smith, okay? And I kind of like the damage, or sorry, kind of like the backflip, even though it's only. Well, what would you rather have? 3 extra block, or 1 damage 1 week? I'd rather have 1 extra damage 1 week. Let's be honest. The 1 week is likely to save us the damage we'd get from that to begin with. So, the reason, by the way... Let's draw Bullet Time, please. You know what? We got 3 attacks. Let's not do it. We'll draw it next turn anyway. The reason I went for this without resting is highly simple. I'd rather do 12 damage and draw. Didn't draw Bullet Time, but that's okay. Although this is still... 12 damage, 18 damage, this is 15 with 2 draw. Knowing we're going to draw Bullet Time, I think we definitely go for this, so we get extra draw. But I went for this for a very simple reason. If we lose, oh well, you know, the video's already long. So we're hoping that, probably shouldn't have split, you should have just tanked the shot, but, we're hoping that by the, you know, by doing this, our life is a little bit easier, no question about that. Because we got the ability to get 1 more card upgraded. But if we lose, at least we're giving it... Like, there's no reason not to be aggro right now, I guess is what it comes down to. For me. And this is going so much better. Like, unbelievably better. Very realistic to wipe out these two guys next turn. That's such a lucky draw. So let's take 10 damage off the field. Easiest decision I've made in a long time. These guys are doing 23. We block 12. We're still in a great spot. An actually great spot. So you're going to split at 33. I would definitely not like to do that on this turn. Better. I mean, we're gonna make it through this. Okay, so it took us another 10 minutes to get through this floor, but hey, that's the price you pay for greatness sometimes, you know? Is this deck any better? I actually think it's worse right now, which is, I know, strange to say considering it just beat the boss we lost to. Straight up, this is an alchemize as far as I'm concerned. I don't even need to think about it. Storm of Steel, we don't have Shuriken. We tend not to play when we don't have a Shiv-oriented deck. Our deck is block oriented right now, and the other one was I forgot. Doppelganger. Sometimes, but we tend to invest our energy into cards instead of the next turn. Dude, it's tough. Normally you might say Snecko Eye and go for the Zane. I'm gonna take Black Star because we have Preserved Insect and try to build a run that, you know, I don't know, it might be relic rich. She cried, mow, mow, mow. I'm gonna go this way. So that we can get the campfire and the relic. And the elite, I should say. We can backflip again, so why not? This is pretty much what we want out of our first turn. Every time. So you are going to block. But we did... I mean, to chunk through your armor on turn 1 is really good. Neutralize. It's still 24 damage. Dude, that fight doesn't get better than that. So... I don't know if that means we're in a great spot or we just got lucky, but I'm content either way. Now, I don't think you can justify 2 Predators. Even though, like, I would rather, I guess, upgrade the existing Predator. It's only 5 damage difference. Do you really want 2 of them? I mean, it is an uncommon. You know what? Let's do it. I'm genuinely just thinking of the Wombo combo where we get both of those and a bullet time on turn 1. Let's see if the dream comes true. I think you play Flechettes first. It's 30 damage. And then you bullet time. We could have drawn more and gotten more value out of the bullet time, but I mean, the Flechettes was never gonna get better than that. So we basically... This guy's more than half dead once you consider his armor penetration, I think. I'll probably just use that on this turn. And really rather alchemize and get it back. I'd rather not play it if I can avoid it. So something about this deck is working right now. I don't have the necessary skills to figure out what it is. You have 22. You're so lucky I cannot kill you. So instead, I will just leg sweep and we'll chunk you down a little bit, but we're close. Definitely start with the backflip. Ooh. Beautiful. This is great. What's happening? So I tend to enjoy Caltrops in a block-heavy deck, but this isn't a block-heavy deck. I still think it's probably worth playing just because of the way that the final boss works, so we will take it. Gain 5 max HP, lose 19 HP. I'd really rather not. Give me Decay. We can play through Decay. That's not that bad. So let's start with an attack potion here. And I don't want to discard a card if possible, even though 10 damage to all enemies is pretty good. I'd rather just take a Flying Knee, and basically that gave us free energy. Then we'll backflip. We're trying to draw into bullet time. We did not. Personally, I look at this as like a Predator situation, especially considering the likelihood we draw bullet time next turn, because we didn't draw it this turn. Or the likelihood that we can draw into it by playing that. Okay, wow, we didn't. Either way, still good. Genuinely, still good. We're going to play a defend. Next turn, we're guaranteed to draw bullet time. So anytime we can play the Predator and just push it forward a little bit, we're very happy. No extra draw is devastating. But still a good turn. We will take 7 damage. Well, we'll actually take 9 because of the curse. But all things considered, I think that went fine. Dude, I hate the frailty. Knowing we're guaranteed to take damage of some sort anyway, let's take 4 instead of 1 to pay it forward. The frailty. Here's the thing. Dump it all, dude. Give me some better stuff. Some juicier goods. Ah! I really don't want to rest before the elite fight. I would prefer not to. I see the value of heal hook, I think. I also see the value of deflect. Especially an upgraded... You know what? Yeah, 7 block for free. I'm not going to be too sad to see that card on most circumstances. Ritual Dagger, tempting. Don't get me wrong. We're going to go for the early Smith here, though. We're going to make Alchemize our target, just so we play it every time it shows up. And then we're going to certainly... I mean, that's pretty tempting as well. Dude, you know what? The deck is king, though. The deck is king. Remove Decay. It hurt. I'm not going to take a second Caltrops yet, even though that has been pretty important in the past. So we got to be very careful with this path, by the way. And in fact, if we're only going to fight one elite, I'm actually going to dodge that path and fight the elite later. For 85 gold, sure. Dude, we are going to play 3 skills in a turn all the time. Great opportunity to take Sapphire Key. We will... And it toss you another basic strike. We can get back into smithing. At this point, even though I haven't played it yet, I think Caltrops gives you by far the best value. I know we're only fighting 1 elite on this floor, but... Well, there's no but, really. The but is, I wish I was fighting more elites. I guess. Why not play Flechettes first? You get a ton of damage out of it. You can get a free Alchemize. It's a skill potion. Okay. What does it give you? Nightmare. Outmaneuver. We probably want a Phantasmal the most. Then, backflip for some block. Okay, we'll play Phantasmal. It's 5 damage to all enemies. Personally speaking, I'd rather just take no damage, knowing we have Phantasmal next turn. Pretty realistic chance to kill the Centurion, honestly. Especially with bullet time. Yeah, we drew into some good stuff. We'll see if we can do it. Either way, we're not going to take any damage. Whoa, we probably should have done that slightly differently. Either way, dude, that's a great turn. Yeah, we're just going to dust you. Alright, I mean, I'm starting to become a little bit of a believer here. It's so tempting, admittedly, to take that Dagger Spray. Dagger Throw I haven't taken in 100 years. And that might, again, be my own stupidity. But definitely avoid the debuff. Replace it with a Speed Potion. Well, I think I'd rather make you weak for 2 extra turns on top of this one. And there's our leg sweep, or sorry, our letter opener value. I don't necessarily think that... I mean, it was that or a strike. So actually, I do think I made the right call. I'm willing to hit you for 18 right off the bat. Can we get to enough block? We can if we take our potion. Maybe I'd rather... I'm going to take a stab at this first then. And that's fine. It paid for Flechettes still. And you're still... Of course, that makes perfect sense. You know what? It's a toughie. I think we do better by taking no damage. Sincerely. Knowing we have this elite fight coming up, I really don't want to risk too much. But beyond that... I knew we had bullet time on this turn. It's a kind of a nice advantage to know you have bullet time coming up on a specific turn. Now, I'd rather just draw it on the first turn. Wouldn't mind that. 15. I can't kill you, obviously, so... I mean, I can if I'm willing to pop the steroid potion, but I'm not, because the elite fight is way more valuable. 16 damage. If we have to pop it, is a different story. He's already weak. 18 damage. Won't kill you. I'm still just gonna... I'm gonna extend the weakness. So we're waiting for like a bullet time predator turn. We win. So close. I'm telling you, by the way, one of these days we're gonna get to play Caltrops. It's gonna be beautiful. Flechettes has been a really good card for us as well. I think you pretty much have to take Blur. We do have... I mean, I'm never sad to see that card in the deck. Why are you so much tinier now? You're such a tiny elite now. When did that happen? Alright, dude, I mean, Flechettes for 24 is pretty good. We're taking no damage. And we can Predator you as well. If possible, I would love to keep all 3 of our potions. But if we can't, that's also fine. What would I play first here? It doesn't matter. Oh, it does, because backflip draws 2. So you definitely want to do that first. Okay. Surprisingly, we are going to take a little bit of damage, but, I mean, he's dead next turn. Did we not? Maybe we didn't. Apparently, basic arithmetic skills have been one of those things I've lost now that I've turned 30. Juzu Bracelet. Lovely at making our path safer, and Snecko Skull, basically completely useless right now, but hey. It is tempting to take an Expertise. The only thing is, like, in my head, I'm like, Expertise draws 7 cards. No, it doesn't. You have to play cards in order to play Expertise in the first place. Does that leave you enough energy to play Expertise and then Bullet Time? Probably not. So I'm going to say no, just because I like where our deck's at. Now, for this guy, I'm going out on a limb, and I've been doing just fine. We don't want to... We'd like to rest. We'd like to be at full HP. But I would also like to kill him as quickly as possible. Is this... As far as I'm concerned, yes. This is a great turn. For this. And we'll just call it right there, basically. We did a decent chunk of damage. I do worry about this guy. We got to put up an awful lot of block to stay ahead of him. It's not an easy thing to do. So I think that's how you play that one. We ended up rolling over 13 block. We got to find a way to put up a staggering amount of block in a single turn. I think this guy hard counters us pretty nicely, which is very dangerous for me. But he's coming close, at least, to the level at which he's going to split. Personally, I think we might as well see if we draw Bullet Time. We didn't, but we got to extend the weakness a little bit further. Get to continue drawing. Predator, I never realized, but it's so useful when in conjunction with Bullet Time. We already have 6 skills. Let's try to amp it. Yo, it totally worked. So this is the best turn we ever could have asked for. Ideally, I mean, we're going to store 30 block, which is awesome. Ideally, we would get a blur on this turn as well, just to keep it going. I'm willing to shoot for it. At this point, this is more damage, sadly. At least he's not going to be super strong. When he rolls over. Like, he hasn't had too much of an opportunity to buff himself. You know, that Metallicize notwithstanding. So there's no reason to really leg sweep him this turn. We'll play that just to get... I mean, if we end up drawing a blur, that'll be nice. Start with 2 draw. No blur. Nothing does damage to him, so even playing 3 skills wouldn't have hit him. This is where things get dangerous, obviously. And, I mean, this is definitely not what you want, is to have a turn like this. So let's get a blur and because we're guaranteed to draw Bullet Time, I'm going to pop the block potion, and then I'm going to pop Predator, knowing that next turn we're going to get more cards that we can use. But it's a bit spooky. So we want draw, and we got it. Flechettes is not going to be super strong here, but it's something. Alright. I mean, I stand by that as being pretty good reasoning, thankfully. Now we gotta just keep chunking them. So we do have a blur. We could play a heavy block turn. I do want to hit him still, though. And now would we rather weaken him? No, because we're guaranteed to draw... We're guaranteed to draw Neutralize and Predator. We're fine drawing Neutralize. So yeah, we'll play this, we'll play Neutralize, and then we'll play Blur. So at least we're going to have 14 block next turn. You're doing 48 damage. We are in lethal range, but we should be able to get around it, assuming we have... I mean, I was kind of hoping for like a little bit more than this, but sure. It's going to be pretty tight here. It's going to be really tight here. Oh, I mean, obviously deflect. I think we have to play it. Yeah, okay. We don't get the blur value, but we are alive. Okay, this is the turn. We basically have to kill him or we lose. So I think we're going to lose. I mean, I know we're going to lose. I really thought we would make it happen there. My apologies. I thought we had a good deck. I'm not going to blame that on not upgrading or not getting the Ruby key early. I mean, that literally makes no sense. Or, if anything, our deck would be better by that point. For now, though, thanks for watching. I hope you've enjoyed the episode. If you did, click the like button. It's a great deal. Of course, subscribe if you want to see more in the future. For now, thanks for watching, and I'll see you next time. I'm sorry for the slump. I'm working through it. I'm taking advice, feedback, etc., etc. For now, though, thanks for watching. I hope you enjoyed it, and I'll see you next time. See ya!